Hi guys, Deuteran/Lawrence Wayne here, and I'm here to show you my new awesome station. It has a really large amount of features, and I will show you how to operate it as a user. Firstly, I'm going to be talking about a Pez Dispenser a lot, and it's this big thing over here that you see here. So, wait. This thing basically collects minecarts from almost everything. Right now it's a little empty, so I'm just gonna fill it up a bit for this demo. By the way, as when you are operating this thing, you have access to this for like staff access. So here's the Pez Dispenser. It's where the minecarts go to the system and they all come from. It basically stores minecarts. It might get a little confusing if I didn't say that. So that's the staff entrance. That's supposed to be hidden. Also, this thing's supposed to be underground, by the way, but it's on the surface so you can see how big it is easier and makes demonstration a whole lot easier. So anyways, as a user, if you're entering this station, I'll show you just how easy this is. This whole thing is fully automatic and is designed for very high server traffic. So you begin here, and if the server or you decide that people have to pay or something, just break out a window here and let them throw stuff. Behind there's some buttons and stuff that control this door, so you can like let people through or not. So you begin with one of 3 stages, and that's queuing. In this is all fully automated, by the way. So you wait here for this door to open. When this door is open, like right now, because I'm on single player, you walk through this door and you stand on this pressure plate, and this pressure plate closes this door. Now when this door opens again, the next person enters this room. It's when I've left. Now you'll also see that there is a minecart already in this room. Because this station is so fully automated and tries to make it so simple for you, it put the minecart there for you. If for whatever reason, say this comes from the Pez Dispenser, if for whatever reason there's not a minecart here, say the Pez Dispenser is empty or someone decided to enter this room, remove the minecart and kill themselves, then you push this button and you get a minecart from this dispenser here. So, if you're not in the minecart and you accidentally push the button, do not worry, because the system is designed to automatically replace this minecart for you. It detects if there's a player in the minecart. If not, it removes that cart from the system so it doesn't jam up the next stage, and it gives you a new one. This button is terribly annoying. There's also instructions on every stage. Enter a card, press button, wait for lamp to turn off. This over here, lamp. If you push this button and nothing happens, please wait, because that means someone in the next stage is still there. And it prevents you from going, because otherwise you would crash right into that person. You don't need to push the button again. The system remembers that you are in the minecart. Do not leave the minecart while this light is on. But you don't need to worry about this lamp, unless there's someone there. So if you push this button, this lamp stays on. Do not leave the minecart. Stay in the minecart, wait for that lamp to turn off. By the time it does, you've probably already left the station. It's to prevent you from colliding the person in the next step, which I will show you now. So you push this button, here's the player detector, you hear it replacing the minecart in there, and you can also see there the return line. You're not supposed to, by the way, supposed to cover this up, and then you're in this room here. Now if you're in this room and there's someone in that room, because you heard the door open for the next person to come in, and he gets in the minecart and he pushes that button, that red light will stay on because you're in this room. Until you pass that plate over there, will he start to move to this next stage. So everything's like in this whole process queue thing. So everything moves as fast as possible. So here you check your destination. Right now, all destinations are called sign, because they do not exist yet. This is just the station. When you put this on your server and stuff, you will need to replace these signs with the actual names of the destination. But each of these corresponds with an actual location. This is the leftmost one. That is one from the left from the center, one left from the center, one right from the center, and the rightmost. So the second rightmost, for example, let's take that one. You go over here, and that is how you leave the station. Now a quick summary of how to do that. Step 1. Wait in the queue here, and when it's your turn, enter. Do not try to go in with 2 people at the same time. Step 2. Enter this minecart and push this button and wait. Step 3. Choose your destination with one of these buttons. If one of the buttons do not work, that means that that destination is not available, it is disabled, and then just try to push another button. And that's it for departures. Now for departures, for arrivals. If you're arriving in this station, say you're arriving on this lane, you don't need to do much at all. It's a very, very simple process. All you do is you go into the minecart, so you're riding, you enter the station, player detection, you pause, you're a player, go through a bit of track, trigger a switch, trigger a few pistons, and enter this room. Very simple. Now here's what all you need to do. Leave the minecart, stand the button, and as you can see the minecart zoomed off this track, so you just leave the minecart, don't need to delete it, it goes back into the Pez Dispenser, so that like fills up again. Just stand on this button and leave. It can't be simpler. And then you just leave the station. That button, by the way, triggered a switch system which automatically alternates between this room, this room, this room, and this room. So in high traffic, you don't need to worry about your friend bumping into you. You can just chill in that room and like, oh, I've arrived, lol. Yeah, I should probably leave the minecart now. Until 3 other players arrive, then you start panicking. But, you know, it doesn't take that long to get out of a minecart, really. So 4 arrival rooms is fine. It automatically alternates between all 4 of them. And then you just leave, and well, that's it. It's very simple to use system, isn't it? Now, a bit on foolproofing, the internal logic inside this device is designed to be almost absolutely foolproof. However, I've had minecart stations before, which are also foolproof on the inside for controlling. But then there was always this problem with other stations that actually connected to it. Because there would be like runaway minecarts. Say you're riding on this minecart, running in this minecart, and there's an item in the way. Your minecart comes to a dead stop. So you get out of your minecart, and you accidentally push it the other way. And what this usually does is it goes over here on this lane. Here it turns back, goes on, flings on another lane, and then you start the big wild minecart chase. Worst case scenario, it gets jammed in the last stage, and that causes all sorts of collisions and chaos, really. So to prevent that, I use this little device here. So if a minecart arrives on the wrong lane, it gets switched to the right lane. So this is the arrival lanes, well, one of them. They're all interconnected. Another problem I've used in my station 2.0, which had this piece of technology, was that there were empty minecarts in the arrival lanes, and that this caused problems because there's now an empty minecart there. And then when there's a player, obviously that minecart is never going to remove itself, because there's no one there. When a player enters, that minecart kinda gets in the way, and that pushes the other minecart back through the whole system backwards, and more chaos. So I invented a system that checked if there is a person in the minecart as well when it's entering the system. And if it's an empty minecart, it fills the Pez Dispenser. So it doesn't even waste that minecart. It takes that empty minecart and uses it. Alright, I'll show you the wrong lane correction. Nothing much to it. It just dumps the cards into here. See? Blum. If this thing is ever full, the minecarts will bounce back into the lava. Alright. And maintenance. From maintenance point of view, if you own this station, if there is a minecart problem, say this dispenser is too full, pull this lever up, push this button a few times. Remember to pull it down though, otherwise you're gonna have problems. Or if that room for some reason doesn't have a minecart in it anymore, the departures room, you can fix it here as well. Here's that door mechanism I was talking about. If you want people to pay, you pull this lever up, and whenever someone pays, you push the button. Or you could just leave it down. Here is some of the mechanisms that check players. It works on the concept of an empty minecart for some reason going slower. So it goes up here, and then it goes back down into here, and that goes all the way to the Pez Dispenser. And this comes from that room, the departures room if they are an empty minecart. And this comes from the arrivals room, to all go into the Pez Dispenser. And then you have this add cart lane for if the dispenser is empty. But the system's fully automated. You don't need to ever perform maintenance unless some moron breaks something. That's rather important. So it's all you ever need to check up maybe is the Pez Dispenser and if the whole system's working. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, hope you like it, and download should be available in the description and stuff. Follow, like, comment, rate, subscribe, download, and bye.